Hey people, this is Talem Splash, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. So, in the last part, if I remember correctly, we got ourselves Penelo, and we have a lot of stuff to do in this episode. A lot that I want to get done, so I'm going to move on as quickly as I can here. So once we head out this way, Penelo is like, hey Vaan, I want to give these to you before we go. There are all sorts of monsters out there, so you can never be too careful. And we get 3 potions and 2 Phoenix Downs. So far, you've been traveling by yourself, but now that I'm here, we can travel as a party. You can give me commands. You can give commands to allies in your party, just like you've been doing up to now. You know what I mean. So yeah, basically, she's joining our party, and we get gambits. Oh, we get like a very light version of gambits. And oh yeah, she's talking about them now. With my gambits turned off, I won't do anything unless you give the word. You should really think about using gambits for yourself, you know? They can make managing a battle a lot easier. And they can, and I'll be turning them on. So gambits have been added to the battle menu, but not to the party menu yet. We will get gambits in the party menu, I would say in like maybe 1 or 2 videos or so. Definitely not this one, though. Vaan, wasn't Jin supposed to be somewhere south of the village? If we work our way around, we should find him. Alright, so, yeah, so the gambit thing, see that G next to Penelo's name? That's the gambit. The gambit basically will have her start attacking whoever I'm attacking, and I'm going to turn it on for Vaan as well, so that way, if I'm controlling Penelo, which I can do, then Vaan will do the same thing. Right now, the only gambit that they have is attack the party leader's target, and that's all they need really. We can take care of healing ourselves. Vaan has her dagger. Vaan has her dagger. Penelo has her dagger. So, while she is a knight, she won't be using any swords just yet because we can't afford any. But yeah, it's fun to control her. She also comes with innate cure, so she can cast cure, which used to be, like I was saying in episode 1, it used to be single target. I mean, it used to be AoE, and now it's single target again. Alright, so let's go ahead and have a grand old time exploring the Giza Plains now that we have our 2 party members. My goal is to get through the entirety of the Giza Plains in this video. I would like to get to level 4 at least for Vaan. That's my goal usually when I'm in the Giza Plains. If I don't, it's not a huge deal. But we do have I want to do that Thextera hunt I went and accepted in the last video. I want to do that in this one. So that's on the list. And then I think that's all I planned on doing is oh, and also accepting the next hunt after that, of course. So yeah, we have quite a few things to do in this episode, but it's something that's impossible. Alright, so, you know, Penelo's not going to be in our party for a super long time. She's sort of only here to watch over Vaan, and then after that she sort of, like, scoots out for a while, and then she doesn't truly join the party in full until much later in the game. So, it's kind of like, I don't know, what's a good example of another party member that does that? You know, I can't think of any. I guess, like Guy in Final Fantasy II. He was there in the very beginning, and then he doesn't show up again until way later. And we can also still steal as Vaan, so make sure you do that. And I'm going to have Penelo heal because this snake can actually deal quite the punch. Alright, Penelo, you also heal Vaan again because he's going to die unless we're careful. Man, Vaan, you go ahead and combo. That's awesome. There we go. Yeah, we're going to kill him really easily. Boom. There we go. And we get a windstone for that. So over here we have a slaver. A slaven, rather. Not a slaver. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, we got an earthstone from it, though. And there goes Penelo attacking. See, if Penelo's gambits were turned off, she wouldn't have started attacking unless I manually told her to. So that's why I like gambits, is they sort of give an extra layer of control. And honestly, while it's not a ton of control right now, it will be. We'll be able to go and, like, program the gambits for each character later on. And it's going to get so in-depth and great. And honestly, you know, I keep my gambits pretty simple when I play. I only do what I'll do, like, the basic attack and heal and stuff, so that way I don't have to worry about that. But when it comes to, like, using items, I'll probably just do that manually. Unless it's, like, something that happens all the time, like poison or something like that. Then or eye drops especially. Eye drops are things that, like, blind is not a fun status in this game to have. Because it just ruins your DPS. Oh, that was close. You almost died, Penelo. You almost died. Boom, boom. Okay. This is the alpha hyena. And it's we can't actually see the stats for it yet, but we'll be able to once we get the Libra. The Libra skill, or unless we get a bangle. There are chests out here. I know one of them, speaking of blind, is going to be the blind spell. And I think it is, yeah, there's blind. So blind is a black mage spell. I think in FF12 vanilla it was a green mage, or not green mage, a green magic spell. And now it's a black magic, so that's something to keep in mind if, like, you're moving from the old game into this one. Anyway, man, this music is so awesome. I love the remix for pretty much every single track. I have not heard a single track that I found like that I haven't been happy with yet. Which I cannot say the same for Final Fantasy X HD. As much as I love FF10 HD, usually when I play that game, I switch between the original and the new tracks all the time. Because like I'll get to an area where I don't like the new orchestration, but then the area after that I'll love the new orchestration. So I have to constantly switch. And this one I like. I mean, I still love the original, but the new one just sounds so much cooler. And actually, it's pretty cool. If you go into the your config and change it to the old one, it switches to the original track very seamlessly. It's like it doesn't restart the track or anything. It just sort of flows into the original. See, now we're back to the original, and you can just hear it. It's very subtle because they did such a good job remastering it. So watch out for those hyenas. I'm going back to the other one though. I like the reorchestrated one. I think it's so great. Those hyenas will totally rip you to pieces if you're not careful. But what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna go after the Sleipnir. I'm gonna do something with the hyenas though. Just wait. Not the hyenas, the werewolves. Did I say hyenas? I'm sorry. It's another one of those. I'm recording this really late again. It's not as late as it was last time, but it's still pretty late. Like right now, it is 12:47 a.m. and I work at. I work, so I have to sleep because that one night I didn't sleep when I was recording this all night. Oh my gosh, it was so awful the next day. It was, I don't regret it. Like, I'm so glad I got a nice good head start on the LP and stuff, but I was so tired. I was falling asleep at my desk, and that was after I'd had like 3 cups of coffee and a 5-hour energy and like a smoothie to make like that was really cold. Anyway, those werewolves will rip you to pieces. If you look, their name is red. That's how you know you don't want to mess with those guys. And they're coming this way. Okay, yeah, don't go near me. What we're gonna do, since if we attack them, we're going to die. I switched to Penelo here, and I have Vaan go and steal from them because they actually have a really good steal. Go, Vaan, go. Actually, why aren't you going? That's interesting. Go steal from Werewolf B. Okay. He's gonna try and steal. He couldn't steal, so we're getting out of here because he died. He's gonna die like really quickly. So what we do is we just leave and then we go back. Hopefully they're not right outside. If they're right outside, then I'm dipping out. Where is it? That's really okay. He's right there. Okay, they're both there. Okay, I got scared for a second. The draw distance wasn't the best. Okay, so Vaan, go back and steal from it again. This time successfully. Oh, you died and you couldn't steal. Okay, now we gotta get out of here. And I'm gonna do this like a couple times until I can get at least like one of them, because they sell for like 300 gil. The thing you can steal, it makes a pretty good chunk of money this early on. So yeah, they're right there. Go again, Vaan. I know you can steal. You're a good thief. This is what you do. You stole that money from the Imperial. Okay, go. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. We got a quality hide. That's what I want to see. Now we dip out of here, and if you want to like respawn the enemies back to their default position, what you just do is you go 2 zones out and then back, and it'll totally respawn them like we were never there to begin with. And it also respawns everything that we've killed in that zone. So for monsters, it's 2 zones. For treasure chests, it's 1 zone. In the original vanilla, it used to be 3 zones for treasure chests, but now it's 1, which is really convenient because the treasure chests can respawn and stuff. Anyway, this is Jin. This is the guy we had to talk to. So, yeah, my name's Jin. What's it to ya? Oh, Master Yua wants me to come back to the village, huh? That could be a problem. Let's see. Maybe my leg's better now. I don't know. No, it's not better. Oh my god, no. Nope, it's no good. Still hurts. I tripped running from some monsters. I guess I pulled something. I'm never gonna get any sunstones like made like this. I just needed to make 1 more to be finished for today. And you couldn't just like say, oh, screw it. All right, well, I guess not. Yeah, you didn't want to head back short. We'll explain the situation. So you need a sunstone, huh? Well, if Master Yua doesn't mind, I'll give you a shadestone, but I'm still not sure I can walk yet. You'll have to turn it into a sunstone, okay? Don't worry, I'll tell you how. You do know that we use dark crystals and shadestones to make sunstones, right? Yes, I do. I do know that. So we get a shadestone. There we go. There's your shadestone. As for the dark crystals, you'll find them all over Giza Plains. This stone right here beside me is one of the smaller ones. The bigger crystals have something inside that soaks up sunlight and shines really bright. See that one over there? If you take that shade stone I gave you and bring it near one of those shining dark crystals, it will absorb energy from it. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Had a little burp there. There are 4 shining crystals in Giza right now. If you have trouble finding them, just stop and scan the horizon. There's no way to tell how much energy you can draw from any one crystal without trying. You shouldn't need to use all 4 though. Yeah, usually you can do it in 3. It's very rare you'll have to do it with 4. Sometimes you can even get it done with 2 of them, which is cool. This gauge will show you how much energy the shade stone's absorbed. When it's full, you'll have yourself a sunstone. Once you've made the sunstone, bring it to me. I'll make sure it's up to snuff. I'll go ahead and mark the dark crystals on your map too. See you back here when you're done. So yeah, once we finish this little quest thing, we just come back right here. So we don't have to worry about refinding Jin. I want to go and take off that Orochea armlet and put it on Penelo because her HP is actually really low, and now like they're more even. It's 139 and 122. Like when you don't have that much HP, it does make a pretty big difference. All right, I'm going back to Vaan because he gets more HP though, and usually your party leader ends up being the person that's tanking a lot. So what we could do is we can go back to that area first, I guess, and we'll get the sunstone over here in this direction. I have myself a LaCroix. I know it's like really basic of me, but I was thirsty, so I just grabbed one. Okay, so excuse me if I start burping, because I know LaCroix, they do something to your stomach that makes them mad. Like, it makes them just so exploitative or whatever. Anyway, we hold the shade stone up to the dark crystal. I guess Vaan just sort of pokes it, really. And, okay, 35%, that's not terrible. You know, it's possible to get, I think, up to like 49% or something, which is really cool. Alright. Vaan, one more time. Let's see if you can, no, not the bunny. Not the bunny, Vaan. Okay, I want you to get Werewolf B. Go. Go, my, you're gonna die. You're so screwed. And, oh, we still got the quality hide, though. Okay, now we get out of here, because they are running after me, and they will kill me, too, and then we will get a game over if I don't get out of there. But, it's just a really nice way to make loot early on. If you want to, like, keep doing that, if you're playing along, just sit there for, like, maybe 15 minutes. You'll get, like, a lot of them. Just going back and forth. It's really fun, because it's a nice chunk of money that early on in the game. Anyway, you know, I'll stay playing as Penelo for a little while, I suppose. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it could be nice, actually, because then I can be in charge of the person healing. I don't have to, like, go sideways to switch to her. Alright, so we got a Firestone there. Nothing too shabby. There can be a treasure that spawns here, but it's not here today. So anyway, this is the next half of the Giza Plains. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go all the way up here in this zone we're in. We're gonna go north, and then we'll go north again, and then we'll loop around and go over to the area over in the west. But we might not have to go there for the sunstone thing, because we might have enough potency in our sunstone just to do it without having to do that. But regardless, I'll still go and check out that area, because I like to like sweep the area of enemies at least once, so that way I stay kind of on top of you know, the level curve and stuff, which does get kind of steep. If you're playing for the first time, don't be surprised if you do kind of struggle to you know, to stay alive in some parts of the story. Not that you have to grind, it's just the game sort of expects you to do some hunts and side quests along the way with the story. And if you don't, that's when it starts getting kind of tough. But even without it, like, if you know what to do, you'll be fine. So I wouldn't worry too much. Just, you know, like, especially if you're doing the hunts in the order that I'll be doing it for this Let's Play, which, honestly, I like to do it in the order that Blue Highwind does it in his good old Final Fantasy XII walkthrough from, like, 7 years ago. Which is still to this day one of the funniest walkthroughs I've ever read. Not that I like totally need the walkthrough, but I like following it just because he has a nice way of pacing the hunts with the story. Not bad. Maybe this won't take so long after all. So this is what the kids on Giza Plains do to make their way. Maybe one of them will take you on as an apprentice. yeah, let's just find the next crystal, okay? Yeah, we're already almost done. We're not gonna need L4. So there's sometimes NPCs that'll cast Protect on you, which I think is pretty cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for Protect. You can do it to Vaan too. I know he's not as cool as me, but you know, he deserves it too, I guess. There you go. Thanks, man. Thanks, Mr. Bonga. He's actually, I think he's just a Bonga hunter. All right, that's cool. So, sometimes you can run into the Rabanaster Watch, which is like actually people working for the city, just trying to keep, you know, the plains safe and stuff. This guy's actually hunting. There we go. And I think it's so cool how you can just run into strangers out there, and they're not real players or anything, but you know, it makes the world feel just that much more alive, and just such a good job of making that happen. I think it's so cool. Alright, yeah, let's kill this hyena too. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit, just because, you know, as I say, we got a lot to get done in this episode. I guess it can't hurt just to have it sometimes on turbo speed. I probably won't do ×4 all that often, but ×2 is like it's still fluid enough where it doesn't feel that unnatural, so I don't feel bad going and turning that on every once in a while. Did I actually get... Yeah, I got the Shade Stone, or the Sunstone here. Taking another sip of my LaCroix. Thank you guys for waiting. I apologize. Like I said, I gotta keep myself hydrated and alive, because I'm going right to bed after this. I don't know if LaCroix is a good thing to have right before bed. I mean, there's no caffeine in it, so I can't imagine it being all too terrible. Alright, and if you're wondering why I'm having Vaan steal instead of Penelo, it's because Penelo does not actually have steal. So, you know, it just doesn't come innately to her. Steal comes innately to 3 characters in this game. It'll come innately to Vaan and Balthier, and then Fran as well. And they're the only ones that can steal innately. But if you have a Shikari, which hopefully I land a Shikari, we'll see with the D12 stuff. Shikaris can steal as well. Although as long as we have 3 stealers, I'm not too worried. Because there's going to be a lot of situations in this game where it will behoove us to steal. You know, for some reason or another. I mean, you don't have to steal all the time. Once I get gambits, I like to have Vaan be my thief for quite a while until like, you know, I balance out the whole party. Okay. How you doing, Hyena C? Oh, that's an Urstrix. I think we killed a couple of those, but still, I think they look cool. Those are, if I didn't mention it, that's another model that found its way into Final Fantasy XIV. These Urstrixes, you do fight them in 14, and they're a little bit faster. Like, here, they're kind of like slow. They sort of walk up to you and just poke you. Like I said, they kind of just slap you. But in 14, they're pretty violent. We've never had an Urstrix boss, though. I hope we get an Urstrix boss. Actually, no. I mean, no, the Ixal technically aren't the same as Urstrixes. But I guess they could be related. I'm not sure. You don't see any Urstrixes in Kurthus, though. Urstrixes have always been in Thanalan in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, the only place I can think of seeing them is in the Burning Wall area in 14. So what I'm gonna do, actually, since touching that crystal is gonna fill out the rest of it's gonna finish the quest, and going that way is gonna actually take us back into town. I'm just gonna dip around this way, and we'll cut back up north, and we'll go explore that last area, and then we'll hit the Sunstone in that final area. And that way we'll have explored pretty much the entire Giza plain in this video, and then we can move on with, you know, without feeling bad that we missed a zone, which I'm going to try and not do for the most part. I want to try and get through, or at least touch upon every single zone that, you know, is feasibly possible. Like, there's some areas later on, like some dungeons, like, it is totally inadvisable and actually impossible to go to certain zones in that dungeon until far later in the game. One I can think of, one that's coming up soon is the Barheim Passage. Like, you don't even have access to a whole half of that dungeon until your second visit, which is totally optional. Like, the first chunk is mandatory, you do it in the story, but to go back there, there's like a whole second half of it. It's kind of like in Final Fantasy 15, you know, when you they have the dungeons, but you go back and you have those like locked doors. It's kind of like that, except it's more the same. It's not like just a fighting gauntlet like it is in 15. Even though those fights in 15 are really fun. Man, those vault things, like, such a good job. I love those. Like, the dungeons in 15 is totally the best thing about it. I know I was talking about that recently in my LP of 15. Which, I mean, Final Fantasy 15 has absolutely nothing on this game, in my opinion. But it does do a lot of good things. Like, a lot of things correctly, and that hasn't been done in the single-player series in a long time. You know, I mean, not that 13 was awful. I mean, you might think it's awful. I don't think 13's awful, but 15 is definitely a step up. In a lot of respects. I mean, you don't have Hope S-Time in 15, and that's a shame. But then again, 13 never has Prompto, and that's also a shame. So, you know, what are you gonna do? And this game has neither. But this game has, you know, has so many other cool characters that totally outdo a ton of other ones. Anyway, am I going in the right direction? Yeah. All right. So this is the final area. This one I think is called the Warrior's Wash. Yeah. The Warrior's Wash. So we just there's our Sunstone. We'll hit up that one once I kill everything in this area. Cause I want to get my loot. I probably should have Vaan steal some more too. All right, you want to go after? Yeah, go after the Slaven, my boy. I will take care of the hyena. You fight the Slaven. I'll kill the hyena. Actually, don't get shredded by that Slaven though. Oh, you leveled up. Cool. All right, I'm happy now. Yeah, as long as you got your level up, then I am more than fine with moving on past this zone. I'm not too worried about Penelo's level because, like I said, she's going to be leaving the party, and when she rejoins the party later, her level right now means nothing. You could level Penelo up to 99 now, and then when she rejoins later, she'll always be 2 levels higher than Vaan is. So if you level Penelo to 99, but I mean, you could use it to your advantage if you're doing like a solo Vaan low-level playthrough or something, or whatever. But like, if you just play as Penelo, just like grind without giving Vaan any experience, it can be really, it can behoove you to do that. But because her level will always be reset when she rejoins, so it's like it never happened, even though it did. I think it's the only time in this game you can ever level down, apart from, you know, being level 3 with Rex. Oh, but there's her level up anyway. When you're level 3 with Rex, then you start back at 1 with Vaan. That's the only other time, and that doesn't really count because you know, they're 2 different characters. Excuse me. Oh man, the burps are coming. Like I knew they would. Like we knew he would. In Final Fantasy and the Deathly Hallows, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I always remember that one part of the book when Harry is trying to convince Ron and Hermione not to go with him, and they're like, Ron's like, oh, I knew he'd bring this up, and yeah, Hermione's like, yeah, like we knew he would. And she just says that in that tone. That's in the books. I don't think that happens in the movie, but. And the reason why I say she says it in that tone is because that's what Jim Dale makes it sound like in his audiobooks, and that's what that is my my method of choice of absorbing Harry Potter content, is listening to Jim Dale read it to me. Because oh my gosh, the audiobooks for Harry Potter, both Jim Dale and Stephen Fry are great, but Jim Dale takes it to a whole nother level, and like it's such a good, like it's the best audiobook reading I've ever heard from any book series. It's just he makes every character work with his voice so well. Anyway, let's hold the Shade Stone up to the crystal. And with that, we are just about done with this nice and short quest. And oh my god, we're already 22 minutes in. Well, this video is going to be a bit longer. That's it, nothing to it. Let's take it back to Jin and see what he says. I hope we did it right. Sure, let's go. Yeah, I'm guessing this one will probably go closer to like 40 minutes because I got some stuff I got to do still. That's not just this. This is like, I'd say we're about like halfway done with what I want to do in this video. Hey, you got a sunstone. Let's take a look. Seems okay to me. Not bad for city folk. So here's what happened. Matthew is always warning us to stay away from the werewolves, right? Well, a bunch of us decided we'd have a little contest to see who's the bravest. It started out as a lark, but Tut said that none of us kids living on the plain should be scared of monsters. I guess I got carried away. Don't let any of the grown-ups know, though, okay? Alright, well... yeah, guess your leg's better. Anyway, my leg's feeling better now. Let's head back to the village. I'll race you. Try and keep up. Wait, so your leg was in pain, and now it's suddenly feeling better enough for you to race? And, alright, that's a stupid run. Like, nobody runs like that. Oh, Jin, you weird kid. I mean, you're a nice kid. You know, you seem like you're gonna grow up to be a nice, you know, a nice person, but man, that run is crazy. No one runs like that. Jin made it back home safe and sound. He is a good boy, but how his mind wanders. He never thinks of the worry it causes me. I'm sorry if he was any trouble. Please, take these with my thanks. We get 50 gil, 2 potions, and 2 teleport stones. Look at that glare she gives him. Jin gave you a sunstone, yes? I hope it may be of some help to you. Thank you. Yeah, we need that. So, now that we're done with that, we're pretty much done with what I wanted to do overall. But, well, at least in the Giza Plains. I could go over to RG and do some stuff, but what I want to do, what I would rather do, actually, let's go quickly talk to RG, because RG has some things I'm going to want to buy. Assuming we get a red mage, I hope we get a red mage. Red mage makes the game so much easier. Well, hello, yes. Let's also sell our stuff. So, sell the tanned hide. I'll be quick about this. See, look how much these quality hides sell for. It's awesome. Like, you know, build up like 30 of those or something. You're good to go. And that's probably the best way to make Gil without Dustia. And yeah, without Dustia is probably the best way to go. And I will show off Dustia. I think that's a good thing I can do. I have a couple Phoenix Downs. I won't use them. I'm not going to abuse Dustia. I just want to show you how it's done in case you want to grind off Dustia. Probably in the next video. No, not in this one. So broadsword, oaken pole. Yeah, okay, this is just stuff we can buy. I'm not worried about gearing Penelo, as I said, so we're just going to leave that as it is. I will buy a bangle, and You know, it doesn't. I'm just gonna buy every one of these just in case we happen to get a ranged job. I don't want to be like restricted to not having ammo. You only need to buy one, and then it's unlimited after that. So don't worry about buying any more. We'll buy a couple more eye drops as well, and Libra is super important. You want to buy that. First aid, one of our characters is gonna get, so I'm not too worried about that. I would buy Dark. Dark is good. Fire is good too. I wouldn't worry about Blind Nut and Slow just yet. We can always get that later. I'd rather have just enough money to hold me, to keep me going right now. I think it's a little bit more important. So now we can move on back over into the main city. And I want to take care of that Thextera hunt, as I was saying. So yeah, you know, this might end up being like a 45-minute to like an hour video, and that's fine. You know, I'm totally okay with going for longer in this LP just because of how big this game is. I'm organizing this LP not by how long things take, but how much I get done per video. So that way every video is productive. I don't want to waste time. So yeah, let's go ahead and touch the save crystal, and we already accepted the Thextera hunt. So what we can do is we can just hit up this. Look at that textured door. Oh man, the way they redid the textures in this game makes it look so painterly. It's just so much better. Like, it's so subtle, but it's such a nice effect. I love it so much. Anyway, we want to go to the west gate, and we actually never eat soggy waffles. Yeah, okay, this is west. Sorry, I'm not. I actually had to do that. Never eat soggy waffles. That's how you tell the difference between east and west, is by, you know, going around it like that. So yeah, we just move on this way, and this will be the Dalmasca Estersand, and we haven't been here yet, so it'll be a new fun area. Yeah, wow, it's crazy that we have not yet been here. There actually is a couple things I want to check. I don't know if I won't do it off screen because it will require me to go to a new area. So I might do it in the next video, and the next video will probably be long too. We'll see. The Dalmasca Estersand. Oh, it's beautiful. Right, let's switch to Vaan. I want more HP for these. These wolves are definitely stronger. Yeah, they're a lot, like, they have more HP. They just take more to kill. They hurt more. I mean, they're still pretty easy, but you gotta be a little bit more careful here. They do also give more experience though. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, the reason why I'm doing the Thextera now with Penelo in my party is because she has Cure, and, you know, because she has Cure, it's just so much easier, just to, like, get through this fight coming up here. Which, I mean, it's still not a hard fight. Even with potions, you're fine. We've got 28 of them. I'm not even trying to get potions, and the game's just dumping potions on me. So, which I don't recall it doing that much in original FF12. But, you know, like, every day that I play this game more and more, even back in the International Zodiac job system days, the more and more I forget about vanilla FF12, and that's kind of sad. I should go back and revisit it sometime, but not anytime soon. I'm very happy just playing the international version, the superior version. Anyway, this is the Thextera. I know I was killing the wolf first. Oh yeah, go Vaan. You combo that. You combo that wolf. That's a cool wolf too. Like, oh, that might kill him. Oh, it missed. Thank goodness. Okay, there we go. Thextera down. So if you don't kill Thextera quick enough, Thextera can actually summon more wolves, and that can be dangerous too. Not really worth it to like farm experience off of them, but you know, it's just something that's there. Another tidbit, if you chain 30 wolves together at least, and then you go into the area right to that southwest exit, that's where you can find a rare monster. I forget the name of the rare monster, but it drops a Gladius. I'm sorry, you can get a steal. You can steal a Gladius from it, which is a really awesome dagger if you ever have a Shikari. Which, I mean, like I said, we don't have a Shikari right now, so it's not really worth it. But you know, it's there. So while we're here, I will go. We're gonna. You know, I'm not gonna do Dustia now. I know I said I was gonna do Dustia. It's gonna have to be in the next video because there's still so much I want to get done. But we have to go back to the Estersand with Penelo in our party, so we can go accept the Flowering Cactoid hunt. So let's dip out of here and go back to Rabanastre. We'll explore the Estersand in full later, but for now we're just gonna leave it as is and move on over to. Well, we don't have the Moogling yet, so we gotta go the natural way back to the Sand Sea. Yeah, the Sand Sea. Oh man, so back in the Final Fantasy Together days, FF Together, if you don't know what FF Together is, excellent resource if you're playing Final Fantasy 12 and you care more about, you know, the in-depth stuff. I used to be a global moderator on that forum, and oh man, we had this thread called the Sand Sea, and it was basically our socializing thread, where we just talk, you know, hang out. It'd be like a chat room except a forum post. And this is... Yeah, this is Magello's Sundries. Okay, I didn't mean to go into Magello's Sundries. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, yeah, so we had the Sandsea threads, and it was like, you know how the Sandsea is in this game. Just like, you know, in this game it's an inn, or it's a pub where you just hang out with people. And on FF Together forums, that's what the Sandsea was. It was a thread where we hung out with people. And we ended up, we would always, like, I think, refresh it after the Sandsea hit, I want to say 100 pages, and then we would make a new thread. And we went up to, like, the Sandsea part 34 or something. Hey, Domage. No, actually, I don't want you. I'm not focusing on what I'm doing. We want to turn in our hunt to Gatsley. You did it! You brought down Thextera! Thank you so much! You saved me and my wife. This isn't much, but I want you to take it for helping us out. And he gives you more teleport stone, just one actually, a head guard and 500 gil. Well, it's time I headed back to my shop. Say, you should stop by sometime. Maybe we'll have a little something for you. And he does, actually. I'm afraid it won't be much, but don't go too far out of your way. But if you happen to be near the bazaar, say hello, agreed? So yeah, when we, I'll talk to him later on. I'm not going to talk to him now. And the Flowering Cactoid is the next hunt I want to go accept. I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to accept it. A spiteful beast threatens desert travelers and now fixes its gaze upon our humble camp. We can ignore this threat no longer. Hunters to arms! Yes, so basically what the hunts remind me so much of in Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, they're like the side missions you can get at the clan and stuff when you're talking to that one Nemo at the counter. It's just, it reminds me of that. I love it. It brings back such good, wholesome memories. Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced was also one of the first, I think it's the first handheld Final Fantasy game I ever played. But anyway, we're going back this way because we want to go to the Estersand and never eat soggy waffles. It's always this one. Alright. And go through the east gate. Man, that LaCroix. See, I don't know what it is about it, but it still hydrates me. But it's soda. It's like, oh, I know I sound so basic right now. I'm sorry. I know LaCroix, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like because I see so many people on, like, so many other people on YouTube and Twitch, like, always drink LaCroix. I'm like, oh man, you're drinking LaCroix. Like, come on, Talem. That's so, like, that's so below you. But it's so good. I love LaCroix. And yeah, I don't know. Like, Cody got me interested in into it. Like, he brought it home one day, and I was like, what is this? This looks like one of those, like, fizzly drinks that I end up not thinking tastes all that great. And then I tasted it, and it didn't actually taste all that great. But then I had it more and more, and I was like, hang on a second. There's something behind this. This is pretty good. And now it's like, I love LaCroix. You gotta buy it every time you go to Mariano's. I'm making myself sound so basic right now. I'm sorry. Speaking of Mariano's, my brother Jesse, or Zucks on YouTube, he just got his first job. He's 17. Was gonna be 17 in October, on October 24th. But he's already 17 in my head. He just got his first job at the new Mariano's opening up by my house in the suburbs, so I'm really proud of him. Congratulations, Jesse. So now you can afford your own Final Fantasy XIV subscription. I don't have to pay you for it anymore. Because that's what I've been doing. I've been helping him afford FF14, just out of the kindness of my heart. Hi, Dantro. Now that the ceremony for the new console's over, they finally opened up the road to the Nebra. Huh? Oh, you're here for the bill I posted? That's the first good news I've heard all day. So you'll hunt this Flowering Cactoid for me? Yes, I will. That's what I wanted to hear. So let's tell you all you need to know. You probably saw some creatures that look like cactuses on your way here from Rebernaster. Speak of the devil. There it is. You've seen them before, right? Mostly they keep to themselves. Mostly. But every now and then there's a different sort of cactoid that comes along and has a flower on its head. They're the troublemakers. Smarter than your average cactoid, and they have a taste for blood. Can't count how many times they've attacked the outpost. But they don't dare attack it while I'm on watch. They tried that once, learned their lesson. Look, there it is now. Oh man, yeah, there it is. The Flowering Cactoid is the one up front, looking at there, mocking us. Yeah, and there it runs. They did a number on this poor Seek's belongings, too. Needles everywhere. I'd hunt it down myself, but I'm stuck here on watch. I asked a passing merchant to submit the bill for me, and that's where you come into the story. The Flowering Cactoid has been lurking out in the Yardang Labyrinth. Do us all a favor and hunt it down for me. Will do, my man. My Dantro man. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna go in that area, but oh, and when you kill it, don't forget to take the flower. The apothecaries can make a potent salve from its petals. Yeah, so we are gonna go in the area where that hunt can spawn, but I'm not gonna kill it right now. I'll kill it later. there'll be a really good point in the story where we'll have to go through that way anyway, and that's when I'll do it. But there is an item here called the Firefly, and if I can remember where for the life of me it's supposed to sit, I think here it is. So the Firefly, if you look in your accessories, it reduces EXP earned to 0. So if you want to do a low-level playthrough, that's your way to go. A low-level solo playthrough especially. But there's another way to do a low-level playthrough, and that's if you conquer trial mode, which is that other thing we'll get to much later on in the LP. It rewards you by letting you play a low-level game that the game actually supports officially, where it doesn't level up characters at all beyond, you know, the 1 for level Vaan, and then the 2 and the 2, and then the 3 and the 3 and the 3 for your other characters. So anyway, I'm going to speed up because, like I said, I'm trying to hurry. But, alright, there's a couple things I want to get done. We're going to go ahead and be wary of the Flowering Cactoid, which does show up in this area. But I know where it shows up, so I'm just sort of avoiding it. Oh, we got spotted by the cockatrices, though. Boom. Yeah, just kill it. Oh, and there's more. There we go. Done with that. I will kill this one, too. I'll kill everything I see, just to, you know, it's a constant influx of LP. But if you've guessed where I'm going, you're probably right. I'm going to Nalbina Town, which is, you know, we started this game in Nalbina Fortress, and it's the same town where that fortress was, where we played as Rex 2 years ago. 2 years ago, more like 2 days ago, really, but it was episode 4, so like 3 days ago. Yeah, but head on over this way. Actually, if I recall, there's a treasure chest here. I think that treasure chest is a spell, unless I'm mixing up with, yeah, that's silence. Okay, so we wanted to pick that up. So if you need your silence, that's where you go. But anyway, I'm going here because I want to see if he sells Phoenix Downs, because he did not sell Phoenix Downs in the International Zodiac Job System version until after. He sells them here. Okay, so this changes everything. You can totally do Dustia again if you wanted to. And you know what? I am going to buy it. I'm going to buy some. Like I said, I don't want to abuse Dustia. What I'm going to do is I'm not really even doing it mostly for the experience. I'm doing it for the LP and the gil that it drops from the Books of Orgain. It's just, oh, they're so good. Anyway, I also hit this teleport crystal, and this is the Nalbina crystal. And we could go into town. I'm going to save going into town on our way back here. We will come back here within the next couple videos. So if you want to go explore the Nalbina town, feel free, go ahead, do it, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I'll meet you back in I'll meet you back in Ravenaster. So give me 1 second. I'm just gonna cut just to save a little bit of time. All right, so we're back. I am actually at the I'm at the south gate, which is the gate outside the Giza Plains. I thought I'd run here so that way I don't have to like show it on screen. So anyway, we want to go to Lowtown, but before we go into Lowtown, because Penelo's about to leave our party, I'm going to strip her down. We're going to strip it down and make sure that it's not cursed. No, we're just gonna strip her down. That way, otherwise when she leaves, she'll leave with everything she's equipped with, and we won't get her back for like I said, we won't get her back for quite a while. So, that's something I want to go and take care of now. There's that Zodiac Spear chest that we can open now because it's not a Zodiac Spear anymore. And now we just go this way, and here's our cutscene.
Hey, Vaan.
Hmm?
It's been a long time since we did anything together. Too long. I had a really good time. Well, I should probably be getting back to the store. Actually, I was kind of supposed to be watching the place for Miguelo. And Vaan, try to stay out of trouble. For me. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't here. If something happened to you.
I'm not going anywhere, okay?
That's what I wanted to hear. See you later.
Sorry, Penelo.
Now you'll be wanting to know how to sneak into the palace, eh? First you go to Storehouse 5. You know the one. 2 doors she has. Now the right takes Van Ratsbane to his territorial hunting grounds in the sewer bottom. But that's not the way you'll go. No, you'll take the left door, down into the Garum Scythe waterway. The waterway leads to a stair. The stair to the palace cellars. That's your way in. But don't go counting your gil just yet, my boy. Getting into the palace was the easy part. The way into the treasury is carefully hidden. That's where this crescent stone comes in. The magics it bears can open the hidden door to the treasury, you see. Listen, Vaan, for the words I shall speak are most important, and not to be forgotten.
He is so
Do you
high.
understand? The
Look at his
signet
eyes.
yearns for sunstone strength to light the clouded way. Once in the palace, you'll find the signet tile. Very important. Give to it the sun's power, and it will light your path. Very well. Oh, a warning. Be aware that if you're caught, you'll spend the rest of your short life rotting in the Nalbina dungeons. So, look sharp, my boy. And don't go running off before you're ready. Plans freshly hatched have a habit of tumbling from the nest straight into the hunter's stew pot.
That laugh too. Okay, so we got the Crescent Stone. We are good to go. And we head out and we got one more cutscene, guys. I know we're getting cutscenes towards the end of this video, but that's what happens when, we're playing this game and stuff. You get so many cutscenes. Like, wow, it's almost like it's a video game. Beneath Rabanastre in the Garum Site waterway. Cool.
Squads 3 through 6 are in place. They stand ready. So far, the Imperials haven't noticed a thing.
Then go now and hurry the others. By nightfall, we must ensure all our men are in place.
Sir. Sir.
I'm sure he doesn't notice anything either because he's wearing that helmet that covers his eyes, but whatever. Oh. Is that who I think of it is? I think, my vision was kind of blurry, but it almost looked like it was a favorite character. Haha, but we will get to her. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back out Southgate. I know we could just go continue with the story, but now that I know I can buy Phoenix Downs, I want to try doing Dustia just to get some gil and show you how it's done. So this is absolutely now the final thing we're doing in this video. I know it's been long. If you guys don't mind videos being this long, then I'll I'm just gonna go for what I have planned in my notes, really. And this is actually sort of extra. I didn't plan on doing Dustia because I assumed that Dustia would not be possible to do this early on without, farming that Phoenix Down chest in the Estersand, which, I could do, but I don't. Now that I know I can buy them in Nalbina, like, whoa, that changes everything. So, what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna quickly save my game on the failsafe save. Actually, I guess now there's auto saving, so it's not a huge deal. Which one was it? Alright, so this one is the failsafe save. Yes, I want to save. And I'm gonna show you how to do Dustia just once or twice, and then after that I might do it a couple more times off screen. Not too much though, because I don't want to make the game too easy. I want to keep the challenge, but I like leveling to like maybe 20 or something right now is really good. Like it just makes. Because, like, there's not really... It just makes the game more fun. Otherwise, I would naturally grind to 20 anyway, but it just saves time. Like, I don't have to sit in the Barheim Passage just doing that for gil or for anything else. Or I can just, get gil and experience so much faster doing the Dustia method. But yeah, now that we just have Vaan again, that's why I stripped Penelo down before we left her, because that's totally what I had to do. So anyway, be careful, like, you can kill yourself, and the reason why I'm attacking myself, Dustia will only spawn if you're under 10% HP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack myself one more time, but you don't want to combo, because if you combo, you'll kill yourself. So a nice way to stop yourself from comboing is, it's called the CET, the equipment change trick, or the something change, I don't know what it stands for, I just call it the CET, which you remove something, and it resets the animation. And it also resets any potential combo that Vaan could have done on himself, which is huge. So now I'm just going to attack barehanded so I don't deal as much damage. And there we go. And there we go. One more time. And now he's reset, and I think that should be enough to spawn Dustia. So one other thing I do, since I like to have my Phoenix Downs at the top, is I just move them up to the top. And lastly, I go to config, and I make this set to all the way to slowest. I like to keep it on active, but I like to set this to slow. And now we gotta be careful we don't die. But we go walk in, and we walk back. And yeah, okay, I have to attack myself one more time because I'm not high enough for Dustia to appear. You know, Dallin didn't get me high enough. Alright, remove that. And now Dustia is going to appear as soon as I leave this menu because I have such a low HP. And we just use the Phoenix down on Dustia. Boom. And we get a Book of Orgain, and man, it totally is worth you know, the money you have to spend for Phoenix Downs. The Books of Orgain sell for so much money. And he is casting Dark on you, and Dark will kill you if it actually can land, which is why I play all the way on the slowest mode. You could play on wait mode if you want. I find that playing on wait mode and this messes up my timing, so I don't like to use wait mode. Man, that's beautiful. You don't want to imagine, we're level 8 now. We just went from, it just makes this beginning part so much easier. But like I said, I don't want to do it too much. I'm probably just going to use the Phoenix Downs that I have. And oh, another thing I totally forgot to say, when you're farming Dustia, if you let if you let him die completely before you leave the area, he actually won't respawn. What we're doing is I'm grabbing this and I'm leaving before he's able to finish his death animation, which means technically he didn't die in that area yet, which means he can respawn. That's the trick behind Dustia, is that you go back and forth with really low HP, under 10%, and he keeps coming back because you technically haven't killed him, even though you have, and you're still getting the experience. So yeah, just leave. If there's no drop, I just get out of there, which is why, as you're noticing here, that's why I run back a little bit to get close to the zone line, so that way I can zone out. And just quickly throw that Phoenix down, grab that, and get out of there. So I guess for my final Phoenix down, I'll show you how it works. That he like how in case you fail at respawning him, you'll see why. So throw that Phoenix down on Dustia, boom, and get out of here. I know I hope I'm not wasting your time by showing this. I just think it's fun. I think it's like the dust trick is like really grindy, but like the first couple times it's so worth it. All right, grab that. Oh, I didn't get the loot in time. That happens sometimes when you're trying to get the loot. You're also trying to get out of the zone quick enough, and you just fail to get the loot, and it sucks. And boom. Okay, I didn't get anything that time. Oh, I meant to show it one more time. Anyway, if I had stayed there, he would have just died, and it would have shown like the experience I got and stuff. So now we're level 12, but more importantly than being level 12, because levels honestly don't mean too much in this game, which is why I don't mind getting them. But Book of Orgain, we have 6 of those. That is so much more important. So I'm gonna throw myself a potion. Boom, just enough to get me back into town. So I actually wonder, back in the original game, I would always run over to this area, which I would use to buy more Phoenix Downs, and I wonder if he sells Phoenix Downs now too. So I recommend fleeing through this area if you're gonna do, like, I don't recommend doing what I'm doing unless you really know what you're doing, but since I do, that's why I'm doing it. I'm just cutting through this area because it leads to another shop. And but these enemies here, they hit pretty hard. So, oh my goodness, yes, they hit hard. Run, Vaan, run like you've never, fart like you've never farted before. I should have used more potions if I knew I was going to be doing this, but we made it. Oh boy. And by the way, Dustia can spawn, I think, in any area. No, not in any area of the Estersand, just that one area. Anyway, hello, Desert Merchant Lohen. Can I buy Phoenix Downs? I can't buy Phoenix Downs from you. Okay, so you still can't buy Phoenix Downs from Lohen, which is interesting and good to know. But I can sell you my Books of Orgain that I got. So look at that, 532 per. We just made 3,000 gil, which honestly we have probably had about that much before we went in here. But you know, the more money you have, the more Phoenix Downs you can buy. So say I'll get that 2 Till the Phoenix. That gives me 2 Phoenix Downs. So I'm gonna actually use this teleport crystal. I know I don't recommend using too many teleport stones right now because you can't buy them until after the halfway point of the game. So I'm just doing it for the sake of the speed of the LP because it's a long episode. I'm gonna go quickly back to Nelvana Fortress, and I want to see how many more I can buy. Just out of curiosity. We'll see. Man, that load time is so beautifully fast. So hello, Mr. What's that? Pretentious? Oh, portentous provisions, not pretentious provisions. So with that, we can buy 17 more Phoenix Downs, Imagine how much experience, how many more books of Orgain that is, how much more LP that is. Because I know I didn't show it, but every time we killed him, we got 3 LP. So now we have 97 LP. It's just such a good way to level. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna. Alright, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna only go up until. I'll limit myself. I won't go past level 18. Because 18, I think is I think it's a great place to stop. The reason why it's so good to do this early on is because everybody who joins the party after Vaan joins 1 level higher than Vaan or 2 levels higher than Vaan. So Vaan's level affects everybody else's. So it's not as worth it to go and do Dustia after everyone's joined because they've already joined. You're gonna have to level them manually. But by doing it now, everyone else's level is gonna get bumped because of Vaan's level, and that's so important. If you want to, like, you know, be efficient. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this long video. I know we got a lot done. So in the next part, we'll continue on into the Garamsite Waterway, break into the palace, you know, steal some stuff. It's gonna be fun. Thank you guys. See you in the next part. Take care.